Everyone has a story, and today we're going to hear Mr. Baker's story. Mr. Baker is our in-school suspension teacher and athletic director. It's important for us to hear this story so that we know why we're giving back to our community. We'll begin our service learning project very soon, but before we explain our service learning project, we want to hear this story.
Originally, I relocated to North Carolina to be a sports agent, and things didn't go very well. I wanted to be in a situation where I could be close to family and I could drive home if need be. Cost of living wasn't so tough, and I decided to come here to North Carolina. Got accepted to a program called the College Sports Research Institute, and my plans were to, from there, apply to law school. I didn't get accepted to law school, but I knew that I didn't want to go back home without my goals accomplished. What I ended up doing was telling the person that I was staying with, which was the director of the program. His family opened their doors up because I was coming from Ohio. I didn't have any family or friends, and I ended up telling him after the program was over and me not being accepted to the school that I had found another place to live. I really didn't. I just didn't want to stay in their house any longer. I didn't feel that it was their responsibility to take care of me because this was my decision. I began to stay in the classrooms at the school, began to do construction on the building, so I got caught sleeping in the building. So I started sleeping in my car, and during that time, if I'm not mistaken, it was recorded as the hottest summer that North Carolina had experienced in years. I began to lose a lot of weight, different stuff like that. I just started contacting different resources. I didn't want to go in the shelter. I felt that I was too good to live in a shelter. At times, shaving behind dumpsters, going to the bathrooms, the Shell gas station down town, and cleaning up there. At times, I think that my pride wouldn't let me go back because I knew that what I was going through was much bigger than me. I knew how often when I called home, my buddies were proud of me. And eventually, an organization had contacted me because I, had reached out to them. That they didn't believe that I was homeless because of the way that I looked. And I think that so many people have a stereotype where homeless are dirty and they're addicted to drugs, things like that. And I never allowed myself to go that way because I knew that I didn't know who I would come in contact with that may have an opportunity. Went out to the car while I had met with them and saw that I had been living in my car. And because everything that I owned was in the car, I made enough room just where I could, sleep in the front seat at nighttime. They just asked, let me know how dangerous it was. And, I wasn't worried about the area or anything because it seemed like home to them. They encouraged me to come stay in the shelter. I just thought about it for a couple of days, and eventually I made the decision to go into the shelter.
What shelter?
Urban Ministries downtown. It was rough because, again, I think sometimes we take things for granted. If I sat here and told you that I didn't feel like giving up, I'd be lying to you. Not able to get a job, no money. Here I am, a college graduate, had plans. I'm not, no kids, not addicted to anything. You should see mothers with a whole family in the shelter. Here I am, single, no kids, no real bills or anything, but they have a smile on their face every single day. How could I ever complain about anything that I was going through when, here they are with their whole family?
A lot of people would think, well, where was your family? Couldn't they help you?
I didn't even tell my family. That's the crazy thing about it. I didn't want to hear, I told you didn't have to go down there or just come on home. And my biggest thing was, if I go home, I'm going to be in the same position. I'll have somewhere to stay, but still a goal unaccomplished. Best thing that I felt that I would actually enjoy doing, where I wasn't just coming in to get a paycheck, I would be working with kids. So I reached out to Durham Public Schools to see what opportunities were available.
And how's it been working at Githens?
It's been an incredible experience. Just being able to watch the kids grow and building the relationships with them and having the opportunity to be able to just work with them on a day-to-day basis. So I enjoy my job. I'm happy to be able to see, how many kids have grown from the first day that I met them and how they are able to relate and come to me when they have different questions or need advice and things like that. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where that I used to be either.
Why is it important for you to tell this story?
The main thing, I want people to understand that homelessness has no face. It can affect anyone. It can affect you tomorrow. We have so much and forget about other people. It's the importance of giving back and not expecting nothing from it. The main thing is to understand that this is something that is affecting thousands across the country. I think the support from the government, but I think the most effective support will come from individuals coming together for one cause and working this thing out together.
And I know that this is something that you're passionate about. So how have you helped people in similar situations?
I share my story so people can understand that they're not alone. I'm not better than them at all. I talked to them. I thought about some of the things that could have helped me through that particular process. I felt that I was really, really good when it came to budgeting. I'm much better now. You put, money aside and prepare for those rainy days. It's helpful, but it might not even keep us from. So, I do a lot of budgeting classes and the importance of, just say crying for help that needs your support. At times it can take just a smile. You don't have to give your money. Just letting people know that it's okay.
And don't you sit on a board of directors?
Yes. The organization that assisted me, I had, wrote a letter to them and letting them know how much I had thanked them for the support that they had given me. Outside of preparing me to get back into society, they were by my side. They called every single day asking me how I was doing, and I thought that the best thing that I could do is just let them know that anytime that they needed me, I would be more than years after the situation. They contacted me and let me know how powerful that the story was, and they wanted to hear more things that they could do better, and they asked me to serve on their board of directors as a board member.
And what do you do?
Basically, we meet once a month to come up with strategic plans on ways that the organization can be better, ways that they can support those that's dealing with homelessness. We work on creative ways to do it. I think that so many people are out there, but there's a large population that have just separated themselves from regular society. So we talk about those things. I've had the opportunity to speak on Capitol Hill, to speak with the congressman and senator on some of the things that we're doing, some of the things that can be done to help this situation that's affecting so many. So I'm helping them a lot, but I think that the experience that they've given me is definitely priceless. So I think it's mutually.
We thank Mr. Baker for sharing his story with us. That took a lot of courage, and I hope you all learned something from that story. I hope that we all learned that people in those situations have a lack of personal care items, including toothbrushes, toothpaste, deodorant, socks, etc. And so at Githens, we want to begin our first service learning project to help the homeless in Durham. We feel like this is a worthy cause that we can contribute to. Implementing this service learning project to go along with our character education goals of empathy, civic responsibility, and respect toward our community. We certainly hope that all students will participate in this. Throughout the month of October, we will collect these items, and then in November, we'll have a packing party in the gym. After we package all the care products, we'll deliver them to homeless in Durham. We'll have select students who will go deliver them with teachers and other adults into the community to have the personal touch. Remember, you can also write a letter to these people so that they have words of encouragement. Words of encouragement do go a long way. Your teachers will have more information on how you can assist and what items your grade level bring. Remember, everyone has a story, and it is important to respect each other's story. Mr. Baker was kind enough to tell us his story, and we'll all respect him for that. Like Mr. Baker said, we can help anyone out. A smile goes a long way.